Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Katrina Rasbold and Friends. And I say this every time, and you know what? I mean it every time. I'm so excited to talk to our guest today. And one of the main reasons I'm excited to talk to our guest is I haven't gotten to talk to her in a while.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things where life just gets in the way. And quite frankly, they're not that far from me. We could probably meet halfway in Fairfield or somewhere and have lunch and just have it. But I am so excited to introduce to all of you, and I know a lot of you already know her. This is Phoenix LeFay.
Hello.
And so if I got adjectives and labels here, Phoenix is an amazing author, a fantastic conjure woman. In fact, I'm gonna tell a secret nobody knows. In fact, only Eric knows this.
Oh.
In the whole wide world. But now the whole wide world's going to know.
Oh, I'm excited.
As many of you know, CrossRoads.net, Eric and I make and sell our own spell candles. And so, of course, I'm using spell candles for everything in the world. And when I burn candles for myself, I only burn her candles.
Really?
Really. Those protection candles I've been ordering?
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I burn. And I have a chakra candle that I use if I'm working on other people. But if it's something where I'm feeling threatened or I'm feeling worried or I think I got hit with something, I'm going to be burning her protection candle. And I've done that for years now. And I milk them out a little bit at a time, but they're just wonderful. They're cheaper than my candles, so go talk to her. And so an amazing conjure woman, fantastic conjure woman, and one of the finest advocates I have ever met in person for feminism in history and powerful women and badass women. And just that has been a treat. And I have a strong memory about Phoenix. We'll let her talk in a minute. I've got a strong memory about Phoenix that I love. And my ex-boss and I have, I would say, an on-again, off-again kind of contentious relationship. And that's Jason Mankey.
Oh,
and Jason said, no, wait, it wasn't Jason. It was GWION that said it.
Okay.
Said that we all get these huge vision notes back after we submit a book. And so we'll have like 10, 15 pages and we'll be crying over them and drinking a lot of alcohol and reading them and sobbing because they want us to kill all of our children in this book, essentially.
Right.
And he said, Phoenix gets a smiley face and nothing else, like four lines of potential changes. And that is so admirable because, oh my gosh, it hurts to have a book ripped to pieces by an editor.
Yeah.
So we know you're a good writer. We know that part.
Thanks.
We have confirmation. But I did not meet you as you. I met you as GWION'S wife.
Right. Yeah, that's not unusual.
I think it was the first year that both GWION and I had presented at PantheaCon.
Right.
It may have been my second year. It was my second year now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But we were both kind of getting into being public kitchen witches.
Yeah. And
I don't remember how the conversation came up, but we were on some mutual Facebook group. It's like, I'm a kitchen witch. I am too. And so I'm presenting at PantheaCon. So am I. And so we went to each other's events and promoted each other, which was really great.
Yeah.
And there was this beautiful woman there. And I was like thinking, good on you, man.
Oh, yeah. He's the extrovert. So he often is the introductory channel for me because I'm so introverted and shy and I'm not good in social situations.
I understand. Yeah. I want to point out very briefly, this is not Jesus or anything right here. The sun, a cloud came out or went away while we were talking, and all of a sudden there's this light beam over here, and I don't want to get up there and shift it. So that's why all that light's there. Or maybe it's because we're in proximity to GWION, you know?
There you go. You're glowing.
It's his glow. So you have been, well, first I'm going to back up and then I'll ask the questions.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? That's how I see you. How do you see you?
I mean, I agree with what you said. I'm definitely the wife of Gwion. What's funny is, not to make this all about Gwion, but he was not a witch when we met. I sort of like gently and quietly dragged him into this world. He was Buddhist when we met, but that's a
Oh
whole
my
other
God,
story.
the rumors are true. We do corrupt them, don't we?
I know, but it's not that hard. Like
they want it.
Yeah. I started practicing in my early teens because I was going through hardship like most teenagers do. And I wasn't raised religious. So I thought in my infinite 15-year-old wisdom, like if I had religion, maybe this struggle wouldn't be such a struggle. I'd have like God or something that I could have help me. So I started exploring religion, and I live in Sonoma County, California. So there's not a lot of choices as far as religions to explore locally. It's a lot of which flavor of Christianity would you like to try, and none of the churches I went to spoke to me. I liked the Catholic Church because of the holy water and all the stuff and the genuflecting. That was fun. But then the priest would start talking and it was boring. So
It was fine till you opened your mouth.
Yeah. I'm like, oh. But this was in the mid 90s, and there was like this little surge of Wicca at that time, right? So I just found a book and it talked about the goddess and earth worship, and all of that made sense. It felt like, oh, I already know this. This feels like truth. So that was it. Like, I went to my first public ritual at 17, and it was in the reclaiming tradition, and Starhawk was leading the ritual. And I was like, oh, is this?
You started off hard.
I know. Well, and I just happen to be lucky because I live in one of the areas where Starhawk lives. And so there's like a thriving reclaiming community here. And when I went to that ritual, I was like, oh, is this what the books are talking about? Because this is way cooler than what I've been just reciting out of a book in my living room, And then that was it. Like I'm now an initiate in the reclaiming tradition. I practiced in a Druid tradition for many years. I'm initiated into that group, although I'm no longer active. I'm also a third degree Gardnerian, and I run a Gardnerian coven. And I just started my exploration of fairy, the Anderson fairy tradition. And I just assume I'll continue to learn new traditions because I love it. And I feel like learning and exploring is a lifetime practice. So who knows where I'll end up. But yeah. And I run a little metaphysical shop, and I teach a lot. And like, it's my spiritual path. And I feel like it's also like my work in life is this road and witchcraft and magic. And yeah.
So let's circle back to, I run a little metaphysical store. You run a metaphysical store that has stayed above water, or at least thriving, or at least having a customer here and there for 10 years.
Yeah. Now the shop's been in existence for 30 years. It opened in 1996, which is the year I graduated high school, which doesn't seem possible.
Wow.
But yeah, this is my tenure of being the stewardess of the shop. So, I'm blessed in the way that I walked into something that already had a beautiful community support. But yeah, I've been at the helm for the last decade, and it's like, honestly, no matter how frustrating or what struggles that might come up in running the shop, I'm just continuously reminded myself how blessed I am to get to do this work. Yeah.
So I can probably think now, I'm speaking metropolitan because we're very close to Sacramento. I've been through San Francisco and places like that, but I can think of maybe 2 or 3 metaphysical stores that have been around that long.
Yeah.
That's like covens where they just come and go.
I know. And especially like the last 5 years or so, it seemed like for a minute there, especially right after like the pandemic and lockdown started to clear, we had like 4 or 5 metaphysical shops open up. And I was like, oh, this is so exciting, so much more energy. And they're all gone already. It's really sad.
Yeah, it sure is. So when you were 15 or 17, pre-claiming, and you're holding that book, reading out of it, what book is it? What books did you grab?
I had Raymond Buckland's big classic
The
big
big blue
blue
book.
book. Yes. That was a important one. I had the Witch's Bible that the two girlfriends I roped into doing rituals with me in high school. That's what we would mostly use for ritual.
That's Farrar, right?
Yeah. And then I
Mhm.
had a spell book by Jarena Dunwich.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what started it off, was that spell book.
That is a nice collection. So
Yeah.
basically, you just extracted the priest and said, "Where can I get robes and incenses and chanting?"
Right. Right. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm excited that you just kind of fell into reclaiming, because what an
Yeah.
amazing tradition that is.
Yeah. And again, it like fits, right? Like it's very eco-feminist focused.
Mhm.
It's very, non-hierarchical. So it like all the things I sort of already have a natural proclivity towards, matches that. So yeah, it happened easily. And I think because it was supposed to, like sometimes it's just the door opens because that door was supposed to open.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that. That's when those little synchronicities happen.
Mm.
That's what really tells you either chaos theory really is, you know, holding all the reins and we don't know it, or there's something guiding everything, because it's
Yeah.
just so magical. It
Yeah.
feels so amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, the shop is Milk and Honey. It's in
Yes.
Sebastopol. We will link it down in the description so that you can find Phoenix. And also Phoenix does mail order, which is
Yes.
how I get my candles. And one thing that was fun is that Gwion and Phoenix were of the first of our friends that came to our store when it opened. And
Yeah.
they brought some Lakshmi spray. I did not say that right. Help me.
Yeah, you Lakshmi spray. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And it was for prosperity. And we doused the store in that stuff. And it smelled
Nice.
so amazing. And it was just so absolutely effective. We really loved it.
Nice.
And I've tried your Florida water and a lot of different sprays, and you just have the touch, Missy. It's
Thanks. The Lakshmi spray is my favorite. I know I shouldn't have a favorite, but that's the smell that I like the most. There's just something delicious about that one.
I associate it with prosperity now. That
Yeah.
is the smell for me.
Yeah.
David Kurt from Bubble and Squeak has a petrichor spray that's
Mm.
called Rain Potion.
Mm.
And that to me, I associate with like renewal and that sort of energy. But prosperity, it's the Lakshmi spray. I love that stuff.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
stuff.
Thank you. I love hearing that.
Oh, yeah. And that was, we opened the store in 2018.
Wow.
So that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize it had been that long.
And you drove a long ass freaking damn way to get there too.
Yeah. Like having a metaphysical store, I really feel like I feel the importance of supporting other witchy and pagan entrepreneurs or business people even more so. It's such a niche, so we really do have to support each other. And like, I know some people could look at other metaphysical shops as competition, but no, like when the water rises, all of our boats rise. And
Right
so
on.
I really do feel like it's important to support other folks that are doing the work.
I know it's not probably constant because that may or may not be sustainable, but one of the things that Eric and I have always admired about you and Gwion, and that's Gwion Raven, the author, is that the two of you are always so positive. And whenever you're around other pagans, and I've had opportunities to see that a lot because we were all on the Llewellyn wagon. We were all on the Pantheacon wagon.
Yeah.
And in addition to us just hanging is, not everybody's that way, but at least in public, y'all are really good at presenting as being that support mechanism.
Yeah.
And we need people like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Sadly, it's not common in paganism.
That is sad because I feel like how, this is 30 years, more than 30 years now that I've been practicing witchcraft. And I just think about what would have benefited me when I was new to all of this. And because I am really introverted, most people don't realize that because I I talk to people and I own a shop and I do classes, so I don't come across as introverted, but like I need someone to be like, hey, how are you? Come sit with us, and so I try to remember that when I'm in with spaces with other folks that are new and probably shy and not sure where to
Yeah.
insert themselves. And yeah, it's good. It's important to be supportive.
That was the hardest part for me in having a shop
Yeah.
and showing up all those days of the week, all those hours of the day, and feeling like I had to be accessible to people.
Yeah.
That was tough. And
Yeah.
because I'm also very introverted, and I didn't want to keep shields up because you want to be able to give people energy as well as receive energy. And I did not want to receive everybody's energy. Even the people we adored, because we had major wards up on that store.
Yeah.
And I'm talking layer on layer on layer of wards.
Yeah.
But even all the cool people, after a while, I would start to just feel overstimulated and need
Oh yeah.
my little autism corner over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think, people don't come to us on their best day always.
Right.
And so it can be a lot of energy when you're dealing with crisis after crisis after crisis for people.
Yeah, for sure. And I have a small team of folks, so I can take a step back and I can have a day off and not have to be on. And my team knows that I'm not like the most social person. And I do, like, if I'm at the shop a full day, when I get home, I'm toast. Like I don't talk to GWION. Like I just need to like veg out and pretend the world doesn't exist for like at least an hour. Yeah. So it's also recharging is really important. And I notice when I start to get impatient is when I need a day off. Like when a typical question I might be excited or charged up about. Oh, sorry, the cat decided he wanted to participate. If a typical question starts to annoy me, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to lock the door for a minute. I'm going to go for a walk because I'm overstimulated.
Yeah. My tell is victim mentality, which is not organic to me at all.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. So when I start to hear myself saying that or thinking that, I know A, I'm overstimulated, or B, I got hit with something and need to clean out a little bit.
I think what you just said made me think of what I feel is the most important spiritual tenet, and that's know thyself, right? Like recognizing like, oh, this isn't me. Something's up, right? That's so important. And I think that someone who teaches a lot or works with the public a lot or has their energy accessible a lot, you got to know what your stuff is and what is potentially someone else's stuff. So you can notice, oh, I'm being triggered. Oh, something hit me. Right? Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you've got to have good people around you who know you. Because my friend Gladys, they came into the store all the time and did work there and taught classes there. And she would just walk in and say, "Oh, girl, you dusty." And I wouldn't even realize that I was feeling funky. And then I was, oh, yeah, there is something there. And no matter how careful we are when we're cleansing other people and working with other, we're going to pick up junk. We just
100%. Yeah, for sure.
One of the things you and I do have in common, of the many things, is we both married what I perceive as extroverts.
Yeah.
And Eric he became the face of CROSSROADS. And that was so great because he can meet anybody right where they are and have that conversation and get his social jollies out while I'm the bog witch hiding in the cave.
100%. Yes, that's exactly me and GWION too. Yeah.
It's an excellent business model. Really.
Yeah.
Because we get to maintain the mystery.
Yes.
So given all that background and coming from, I know you as a very thoughtful person. Your gears are always turning. You're great at meditating. And what do you think happens to you when you die?
I really like this question because honestly, I have no idea. And my opinion changes on the hour, right? Like we just had this, I don't even remember how it came up. I had a workshop happening at the shop and it was an Isis class. We were talking about Isis. And so, Isis, Osiris, the underworld, death, like it's all part of, and the Egyptians are obsessed with death, right? So this whole conversation came up and I mentioned that I don't know that I necessarily believe in reincarnation. And one of my regulars was like, oh,
Clasping the pearls and the
what do you
moonstones.
mean? And then they've approached me multiple times since that night. Like, here's another reason that I need you to believe in reincarnation. And it's sometimes I do. Like,
Yeah.
I can fully feel past lives that I've existed in. I can fully recognize, like, oh, I'm so attached to that moment in the
Mhm.
past. I was probably alive then. Sure, why not? But then in the next moment, I'm like, no, we just die and that's it. We just become dust and grass, hopefully, if we're, have a green burial or whatever.
You and I tell you, that makes me so happy to hear that, because I've been working the metaphysical junket angle for around 45 years.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with Eric, my husband, and when was it? About 2 or 3 years ago. And I said, I'm open to the idea that maybe this is all there is.
Mm-hmm.
And we just returned to the earth and this is the only shot we got.
Yeah.
You would have think I told him, look, I just took the dog outside and stabbed him with forks. He was mortified that I would think that way.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of conversations about it since then, and he's kind of open, thought about the idea that maybe I'm not crazy for thinking that. But it's weird how people react when you tell them I don't know, or I'm not convinced on reincarnation. People love reincarnation.
Yeah, I love it too. It's romantic. It's beautiful. And I mean, I know that, energy never ceases, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, like, maybe 20 years ago, I would have been like, oh, cremate me. And now I'm kind of becoming more attached to this idea of a green burial. And I have a couple of mentors that have passed that have had green burials. And just the idea, like, okay, well, if my body returns to the earth and then becomes part of the land and gets absorbed as nutrients and blah, 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 then that is a way that I live on, right? That is a way that, and maybe that is all that it is.
I wanted to be cremated until the fire happened. And then I said, you know what? Enough with this fire shit. I'm done. No more.
I totally get that.
Tomas Prower taught this amazing class in our hospitality room one year about pagan death planning. And he has brought up this idea that I didn't even know it was a thing, but of human composting.
Yeah.
And that's exciting to me.
Yeah.
Just back a big old dump truck up here, and dump, a half ton of me in the yard and throw me on some rose bushes or something.
Right. Yeah, they have those like mushroom suits now too, where they just like zip you up and then you become mushrooms. How cool is that?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
We have, so Kelsey is our town. It's this tiny, tiny little town with there cannot possibly be 1,000 people here. It's impossible. There's not enough square footage. But they have a little cemetery that does green burials. And I told Eric, just jam me in Kelsey. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, there's a green burial spot close to where we live, and that's where both of my mentors are buried. So I'm like, well, now it's going to become the witch cemetery. I might as well get my plot now.
I'll tell them to ship me that direction.
There you go.
My booze.
We'll have a party at the cemetery. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are the first person that I've interviewed a shitload of people on this show already. You're the first person that actually said, I don't know. And I just admire that. Thank you. The Phoenix stock just jumped up. So.
Thank you.
Might be time to sell you off. No, but that was fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you've talked about your mentors, and I know that you held that book, and Jarena Dunn, which I've not thought of that name in a long time, but I had the book, and she was amazing.
Yeah, she wrote a lot.
Who in your life was especially influential to you in a positive way?
Yeah, that question kind of threw me for a loop. I've been blessed to have a lot of mentors in the witchcraft world, but I was really looking at that like bigger than the witchcraft world. Mm-hmm. And it took me a minute, but I finally I figured it out. When I went to high school, I went to a continuation school, right? So like this was a school specifically for kids who didn't work in traditional school systems. And it wasn't that I didn't work in a traditional school system, but all my friends were dropouts and all my
Mm.
friends were going to this continuation school. And so in a way, I manipulated all of the adults in my life to convince them that I needed to go to this school too.
So you were the most influential person in your life.
No, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
And the school was called Phoenix, specifically about the bird rising from the
Mhm.
ashes, troubled kids, right? Well, you get it. And so that's part of why I took the name Phoenix. But the two advisors I had at that school, Ken and Doug, were amazing men. They were able to communicate with troubled teens. And part of what we learned in this school, everyone was required to go through a psychology class. And it was an impersonal, personal empowerment and communication class. They taught us how to recognize our own power, how to communicate effectively, understanding that what you send and what is received are different things. Like it was huge for high
Wow.
schoolers to have access to that kind of information. And part of the curriculum of the school was project based. So we got to pick what we learned about. And then we would present our projects to our advisors, Ken and Doug. So Ken and Doug, and Ken has passed on. He's now one of my beloved dead. And every year at Samhain, I toast to him and tell stories about him. And he has a picture on my altar. But Ken and Doug completely changed the trajectory of my life. They completely changed the trajectory of my life. And I wouldn't be who I am or be doing what I'm doing if I hadn't had them to help me step into my power and figure out like
Mhm.
it's okay to just be me.
It
Yeah.
had to be influential to you, to your future writing as well, that
Mhm.
you were able to engage with non-toxic masculinity like that.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
huge.
yeah. For sure. I know it's, you know what? I've never even thought of it that way. And you're so right. You're so right. Because I did not have a lot of role models like that from a
Yeah.
masculine perspective.
I think it's very hard to effectively write about strong feminine presence if you haven't also experienced strong masculine presence
Yeah,
that is
that's true.
non-toxic. And
Yeah,
it's sad we even have to qualify it as non-toxic, but
but that's where we are at the
there it
moment.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a wonderful, wonderful answer. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks for asking it. It gave me some interesting introspection time.
So I know that it's very cavalier to say this, but you have done so much. You've accomplished so much in your life. You've written some amazing stuff. In fact, my daughter, Delina, that I don't know if you've met her or not. I don't remember. I don't think you have.
I don't think so.
But I was talking, she's 33, just yesterday turned 33.
Oh,
And I was talking to her about, she's like, well, who you got coming up on the interviews? And I mentioned your name. And I'm dumb and thought, she doesn't know all my writer friends. She's a witch, but I mean, I don't know who she knows and doesn't know. And
yeah.
I said, oh, Phoenix LeFay, she wrote, and she goes, oh no, I've got her books.
Oh, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Her favorite is the same favorite as mine. And that's
Mhm.
What is Remembered Lives.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful, beautiful book.
Thank you.
And so you have been influential to some of my kids.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure. But what are you the most proud of? What do you look back on and think, I got to admit that was pretty impressive that I did that.
This is a really difficult question to answer because I don't take moments to acknowledge success, right? Like I've written a handful of books, and when one is done, my immediate reaction is, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next project? What's the next job? Right? I don't like celebrate the fact that I completed something.
Mm-hmm.
So this was really hard for me. And I think, I have a 23-year-old daughter, and I have a 33 and 27-year-old stepson and stepdaughter. And I feel like, honestly, learning how to navigate the world of having stepchildren and children is probably my greatest accomplishment. It was really fucking hard.
Yes, it
It was
is.
really hard, especially, at 25, I had a 12-year-old stepson. you know.
Mhm.
And I didn't feel much older than him. At 25, I remembered what it was like to be 12. At 47, I don't really remember what it was like to be 12.
Yeah.
But back then I did. And so I almost had more of a sibling relationship with him than a parental relationship. But I feel like they all have turned out to be such amazing humans, and I got to be a part of that. And that's
Mhm.
pretty great, right? Like that is a way that my legacy lives on. You know, even if they never talk about me or mention my name, like part of who they've become as adults has to do with my influence. And that's really awesome.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So to give you some context, my oldest son in January will turn 48,
Wow.
and Eric turned 49 this year. And
So
so,
you get it.
yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
stepped into to step parent 4 kids at the age of 21
Yeah.
because of how I roll, apparently. But who knew? I
Good for
didn't know.
you.
I had a daddy complex. But so it is huge. And what
Yeah.
is especially big about that right now is the age bracket you're talking about for your kids.
Yeah.
Because it's not the world that any of us lived in out there.
No.
And I think that too many parents, especially parents who are, I'm going to go with 40, 45 or older,
Mm.
they try to think in terms of, well, I left home and stayed home, or I went to college and got a great job. What's
Yeah.
your problem?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh boy,
No, it's not
it,
like that anymore.
it is not like that. Those days are gone. Be
Yeah.
great if we could bring them back, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
know.
tough for them out there.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And they've all struggled in different ways. They're all completely different people, and that's interesting too, to just like these three humans that, generally had very similar lives, but they're
Mhm.
so different. It's fascinating. And I
I have.
never wanted to be a parent. That was not on the cards.
I hear you.
So,
I wanted nothing more, and I don't know why.
yeah.
There was nothing in my childhood or teenhood that gave me the impression being a parent was a great thing.
Hmm.
And I have 6, and
Wow.
yeah, 5 sons and a daughter,
Wow.
and they're in age from 48 to Nathan is 26. So it's
Okay.
this huge sort of span there. And they're all having to deal with the way things are
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we're doing anything less than, our best to support and listen and keep an open mind for what they're experiencing, it's a real disservice.
Yeah. And my youngest is queer. So there, it's also like not helping her navigate that road and feeling
Mhm.
extra protective that she has this
Oh,
other
sure.
bullshit that she has to deal with that the other kids don't. And yeah, so yeah, it's a whole thing. And again, I did not expect this to be where I ended up. Like I didn't expect to have kids, and I didn't expect to have stepkids, like none
Mhm.
of that was part of the plan. So it's kind of interesting how things go. And
But for you to take the reins like that and to do it in a way you feel proud of, that's really amazing. I'm
yeah.
proud of you now.
Oh, thank you.
So what, if any, it's
Mm,
fair to say that this is sort of like the what happens when you die question.
yeah.
What movie, TV, podcast, book are you into lately?
So I read a lot of fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot of fiction, and I am a fan of fairy smut.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so that is like there's always some new fantasy fairy smut book on the reading list. But the book I'm reading right now is by Joe Hill, who's Stephen King's son.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm reading Heart Shaped Box, which is a ghost story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm loving it. It's creepy, it's spooky, and I'm a huge Stephen King fan, so I was like, okay, I'll give his kid a try. And it's really good, and I can see Stephen King's influence, which I also enjoy. So yeah, that I consume a lot of fantasy in my free time. Movies, TV, books, Audible, like a lot of fantasy. And I feel like I'm a Pisces rising. So there's a way that like that's my escape. That's the way that I escape is into the world of books and movies to remember that this world sucks and sometimes fantasy worlds are fun.
True story. My son, well, I'm also a huge Stephen King fan, and so is my oldest, but I'm just so shocked. One of the things about, having adult kids, and you can relate to this too, is when you see what they're into and what they're watching and what they're doing and what they're creating, it's really, you can do that. I remember the first time my son David stepped up to a karaoke mic, and because we're big karaoke folk, and started singing, I just what
That's
just
so
happened?
cool. Yeah, I love that.
So seeing their successes is amazing. But Stephen King, I'm right there with you. I wrote down Heart Shaped Box because I've not read that.
It's a good one.
I love Dr. Sleep. I thought that was
me too. Yeah, so good.
I'm looking forward to Heart Shaped Box on your recommendation. Thank you for
nice.
that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So now I'm looking at your pictures behind you, and I'm betting you all took those pictures.
Actually, no, we could have. No, those were taken by another witch, and we won them in an auction.
Oh, nice. Well done.
Yeah. So it's our little wall of England.
But I was thinking you had been to Stonehenge.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I figured that came from that trip. You've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And for most people, when I ask the question about what, if anything, is on your bucket list, which is the next question, travel is what comes up.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you still want to do, travel or otherwise?
I wrote a list during lockdown of things I wanted to accomplish or do when we could roam around again, right? And these are big things and little frivolous things, right? So one of the things on my bucket list is travel. I want to go to New Orleans. I've never been. And I want to take my daughter specifically. Her and I went to Salem together. So I feel like the next witch trip is to New Orleans. But I also want to do frivolous things. Like I want to buy a ball gown and just wear it. Like I don't have anything like that. And I think I remember thinking if during lockdown, like if I had a fancy dress, I would just like wear it and like clean the house. So I feel like I need a ball gown. I haven't completed that one yet. I also would like to have this is so stupid. I also would like to have a party where there is an ice luge, where you pour a shot into an ice sculpture and then you take the shot. So stupid, but I really want, it's a bucket list item. I really want to have a party where there's an ice luge. So there you go. There's 3.
Those are great entries on that bucket list. And I think, honestly, you could probably knock them all out in one exciting night.
I mean, you're right about that.
So that's going to be a great party.
You are right about that.
So what is your favorite part of the day?
My favorite part of the day is probably mid-afternoon, like 1 to 3. I feel like that's when I'm at my peak. I'm not a morning person at all. So that's like when my brain feels the most awake and I can accomplish things. And then pretty much right after that is when the dip begins, because I'm a Taurus and I fall asleep at like 6.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So when now you say you're not a morning person.
Yeah.
And you fall asleep at 6. How many hours a night do you get?
I need like 8 to 10.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a longer sleeper. Like GWION needs like 6 and I need like 10. So we go to bed at the same time, but he wakes up much earlier than I do because he has a normie job his office is located on the East Coast and we live on the West Coast. So he's up very early. So it ends up working out. But yeah, I need a lot of sleep.
When we closed the store in 2022, for about a year and a half, I slept for probably 15 hours out of 24.
Yeah.
I slept and slept and I mean deep, really, that Not that little surface thing. No, I was in it to win
Yeah.
it. I was
Yeah.
hibernating.
That makes sense. That totally
Yeah.
makes sense.
It helped. It was good.
Yeah.
So if you could go back in time to
Mm.
any point in your life with full knowledge of what you know now and tell your past self something with the idea that your past self will listen and be receptive. They may not do it, but they will at
Yeah.
least listen to you.
Yeah.
Where would you go and what would you say?
This was another fun little thought experiment because, the mistakes that I may have made in the past, like those were important and
Mhm.
led me to where I am. So I don't know that I would like try to prevent any of those. But I feel like in my 20s, especially, I wasted so much time worrying
Mhm.
about what other people thought
Yeah.
and desperately fighting for friendships and relationships that weren't worth fighting for because I wanted everyone to like me. And
Mhm.
I was so caught up in needing other people's approval that I wish I could go back to my 20-ish self and just say, other people's opinions of you is none of your business, which is a RuPaul quote.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter. Just be you.
Doesn't
Don't worry
matter.
about what anyone. If someone loves you for you, that's better than for you trying to fit into what they need you to be.
Boy, that needs to be on a pillow somewhere.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of normal for that 20-year-old, like, especially before our Saturn returns. We're
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
desperate to belong, and it's such a waste of time.
When I used to go out with a psychologist, and this was before the internet,
Yeah.
back when dinosaurs roamed and the earth was cooling. And
Covered wagons and all.
yeah, exactly. And I asked him, and he did it. He paid somebody. He had somebody do it. Somebody he was
Yeah.
paying did it. I asked him to go through his client records and tell me how many people initiated therapy
Mm.
between the ages of 27 and 29 or 54 and 58.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous, like 83%.
Yeah. Yeah. That
So
does not surprise me in the least.
yeah, there is definitely something to the Saturn return
For
that,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So Jesus is getting a little too aggressive over here. I need to close my blind. I'm going to go blind. Just a second.
It's
Google
heating up.
or something while I do this, okay?
I'm checking out your shelves.
Well, I'm going to stay gone because I got to get my old lady grabber because I can't reach this fucking thing. You may hear a lot of racket coming.
No worries. Do what you got to do. We don't want you melting.
Hey, got it first time here. This might work. I got all kind of shit on my shelves back there. This is my office. And let's see.
It looks fun.
I just fucked it up. Hold on. Well, that's great. I got to try to fix it now. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
This is why it's bad that I don't ever edit.
Nah, this is fun. This is part of the adventure.
It is. And see, this would be happening. No, it wouldn't. If you were sitting here, it wouldn't happen. That's a lie. Oh my gosh. Look at that. All right. Let me see if I can do this. This is so embarrassing. I was going to show you my my tarot collection back there. That's what was going to happen.
Okay. That's fun. It's always curious what people have on their shelves.
I know. You learn so much about people that way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way to do this cleverly. So you can go ahead and tell me.
Yeah.
Start talking about your books. What do you want to promote?
Well, I do have a new book coming out in January. I had let me start that sentence over. Llewellyn, my publisher, did a Elements of Magic series. So there's air magic, fire magic, water magic, earth magic, and they're all written by different people. And I wrote the 5th spirit magic book. So that's coming out in January, and I'm really excited about it. I don't have a physical copy of it yet, but it's really pretty. It's purple and all spirity, and it was kind of hard and wonderful to write a book about spirit because it is like ineffable and kind of difficult to articulate. So that was a challenge and fun. And at the same time that I was working on that book, I have been writing a modern Dionysus devotional, and that comes out sometime next fall, late, early winter. And I'm in the process of editing that one right now, but I love that book. It's, I'm devoted to Dionysus. It's one of the deities that I work with regularly. So I'm very excited to be able to offer that to him. Like, I feel like I wrote that book in honor of him. And then, I've got the past books that I have as well.
We're
Oh, there you
just
are.
having. I'm still here.
Hi.
Oh, now we've got reverb.
There we go. And now we've got echo, don't we? This is are we in Mercury Retrograde? We are, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try something else here.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde's been a rough one this time.
Okay, how are we now? Still echoing.
Echo. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this. Everybody.
Everybody, sorry.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry about that. Yes, this was a hard Mercury retrograde.
It really was. It really is.
Are we still echoing?
Not for me.
Okay, good. Because we are for me, but that's okay. So I switched over to my phone.
Okay.
All right. So I don't think I can change the here. So this is I just cleared out over 100 decks.
Wow. Check
And
that out. Holy cow.
so those are the ones I still have. Oh, that's my pee here spray for the dog.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Love it.
Any old way. Sorry for all that technological mess.
It happens.
But thanks for your patience. I kind of digging on the camera here better than my webcam, so I might need to rethink some stuff. So, do you have anything else you'd like to share before we say goodbye?
Well, we mentioned milk and honey, and I would definitely say, like, if you're in Northern California, if you're around, come and check us out. We have a lot of classes. We started doing Witchy Wednesdays this year. So the third Wednesday of every month, we have just an informal gathering, and every month has a theme. So we'll have like discussion and hands-on playtime and, different things like that. And it's been really delightful to gather with community and have different fun things going on. So, check it out. And we have a winter solstice ritual coming up in December in Sebastopol on the actual solstice on Sunday the 21st. So that'll be fun. And yeah, there's always something cool going on.
So, which of your now I know you mentioned the new elemental book.
Yeah.
Which of your books is your favorite? I know that's like picking babies, but
It is. Well, and I have a couple of my books right here. So I think this one.
I love that book.
I think this one's my favorite, Witches, Heretics, and Warrior Women. And the reason it's my favorite is because I took 9 women through history. One is mythological, the rest are historical. And just I got to like deep dive into their history, and some of these women would have not considered themselves witches, but with a witch's eye, I can look and see, oh yeah, there's a witch there. And so it was really fun to get to play with some of those old stories and bring them into a modern context, and a little like ancestor work, right? Like witchy ancestor work.
That's one of the books that my daughter has, Delina.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she loves that one too, and I love it. And I'm just so proud of you. You've done such amazing things, and
No.
I'm excited for your shop and all of the things you're still doing there. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Taking time out of your day.
Yeah, thanks for the chat. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad. And I have 8 more questions if you decide to come back later.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And I just think you're awesome.
No, the feeling's mutual.
Thank you. So But I have got a lot of room down in the description. So we're going to have links to everything that Phoenix talked about in the whole wide world so that you can share them too. Thanks for being
Awesome.
here, everybody. Bye-bye.